Good morning, everybody. Welcome to HRD 600, Facilitating Adult Learning. My name is Kevin Dorn. I'm the instructor for this class for the semester, and I want to formally welcome you to this class. For those that are new to the Adult and Higher Ed program, I want to formally welcome you to the Adult and Higher Ed program. I was a student in this program about 20 years ago, and I have to say the program, the professors, the content changed my life in a very positive way. So this course is one of the more practical courses. We do just that. We practice. We are practicing facilitating other adult learning, and we do that in various ways. Now, I'm not going to get into a lot of specifics on the materials. The intent of this video will be to go through Brightspace very quickly. I'll show you where materials are. I'll show you where you can find the materials, and we'll ease into this class pretty slowly. Once again, this is a new class for some people. We have students in the class that have taken classes before, but this is a new experience, including Brightspace is a new experience for some people in our class. So we'll take it easy the first week. So welcome to the class, and why don't we just dig right in? So as you can see here, I'm looking at the home page, which is, some people use the home page quite a bit. Take a look at what's on here. We have the announcements. We also have different sections of content. But what I generally use, I use the content. So I'll click right in here. I'll show you where certain things are. The content up here, electronic reserves, I'll come back to that, but as a starting place, I'd suggest you click on syllabus and getting started. Now, hopefully people have already done this, but if you haven't, don't worry. The course, there was no pre-work involved with this course. I sent the materials out, and I opened the course up the other day just so you can jump on, take a look around, and familiarize yourself with the content and how Brightspace works. So course navigation, this is for those probably new to Brightspace. How does Brightspace work? There's a learning curve with Brightspace, but if you've used Blackboard or other learning platforms, I think you'll find out that there's certain features of Brightspace that are easier to use, they're a little more intuitive, and there's some that are a little more challenging, I want to say. In this section, have getting started, have the syllabus, have a schedule, and also some information on me. Now, I'm coming back to getting started because that's where a lot of the nuts and the bolts are about week number 1. So I'm going to click on the syllabus, show you where some basic content information is, including my contact info. Unlike the other courses in this program, this course is basically asynchronous, which means that asynchronous means you don't have to show up at any time. Given and being that I just said that, we do have some required times that you do have to show up. These are the dates that were listed in Main Street. And I think everybody's in the course knowing that they have to show up for these Zoom classes. So let's get to my contact information. This is me. I have an office at 400E Bailey Hall. That's on the Gorham campus. So if you want to meet with me at any point, we can do it Zoom. We could do it in Portland area. We can do it in Gorham. We don't have to meet in my office. I am not in my office very often, and the plan at this point is to be in my office probably a half day once every 2 weeks. So I'm not there. I'm not far from campus, but I generally work remotely. But I also am available to meet with students, either in person, Zoom, telephone, whatever works best for you. So here's my contact information. Here's my office number, and feel free to reach out to me. I'll also give you my cell phone number, 207-837-9565. 207-837-9565. You can contact me there. If you leave me a voice message, please just leave a message. If you call me, I look down, I don't know what the number is, and the chances are I won't pick up. I get too many scam calls coming in. So leave a message, I will call you back. So the information in here, hopefully you've taken a look at that. But there's general information in the syllabus, the material, excuse me, this is not scanning. Here are the goals, outcomes, requirements, assignments, things like that. Please take a look at that. Print it out however you want to keep track of things in the course. That is truly up to you. So let me switch gears. I'm going to just go back. So there's that information. I'm going to just switch back for a second. You can see I'm back in the main section, syllabus and getting started. There's one other section I wanted to show you. You know, once again, if you're interested in who I am and what I've done and some of my personal stuff, take a look at Meet Your Professor. That was, there's some pictures in there, and there's just an overall, overall introduction to myself. So I'm going to click on now the schedule. This is where there's a lot of nuts and bolts, just what it is that I'm looking for people to do. So as you can see, Module 1 encompasses more than week number 1. So we have week number 1, week number 2, week number 3, and week number 4. And then we get into Module 2. So in this case, Module 1 encompasses 4 weeks. So what is it that I'm looking for and asking everybody to do? First of all, introduce yourself. Introduce your fellow classmates. Some of you know each other, some of you don't know each other, and this is the beginning of a learning community. We have 14 weeks together. We will be practicing different types of facilitating adult learning. We do a presentation. We actually do a facilitation. We do some online facilitation. So this is a great opportunity to introduce yourself to the class. I'm saying this out loud, but on the schedule we have certain weeks that we're going to meet. We have 2 groups, and I got to tell you, I may not separate the class into 2 groups because we only have 11 students registered. I'll send out a poll and I'll send out some more information on this. We may decide that we're just going to meet once in October and once in November, but more on that. So, you know, at this point, you do not need to really do anything on groups A or B. We can do that later. Those are the 2 major facilitations that we have. Peer facilitation, everybody will be 2 people per week. We'll have an opportunity to facilitate discussion forums in weeks 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. So there may be some overlap with that. So getting going, take a look at the syllabus and getting started module. These are the electronic reserve articles I'd like you to read, and I'd like you to begin reading the Brookfield and Prescott text, chapters 11 and 12. Now, we do have a mandatory Zoom session next Saturday, September 11th, from 10. I don't think it's going to be, I think this really should be noon. My experience says that we'll probably go to 11:30 in that range. So if you have something going on that day, you'll be able to participate. But we'll try to keep this as short as possible. But what I'd like you to do, and just get ready, I'd like you to, everybody will have an opportunity to introduce themselves on September 11th to the class. And the way we do this is you bring an artifact. I remember when I took this class, 20 years ago, I brought in a downhill ski, because I had a story associated with that and how I got to the program. It could be a mug. It could be anything, but bring something that you can use to introduce yourself. This isn't a long introduction. It's a couple, 3 minutes, 5 minutes at most, but probably not even that long. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, introduce yourself. So that is coming up. So that's really as far as the nuts and bolts go. I'm going to get out of here for a minute. Go out. I'm going to come down now to Module 1. And as you can see, there's these weeks. We have an Introduction to Adult Learners Facilitating Overview. I'd like you to please take a look at that. Introductions. A lot of materials in here, and there's some materials that I just covered, but I get into the specifics about what I'd like you to do. I'll leave this for a second. Man, my computer's slow today. I do apologize. So then we get into actually week number 2. So there's nothing you need to do as far as that goes. Please, we're not introducing ourselves online. Really what we're going to be doing is introducing ourselves in person on September 11th. You don't have to fret over this. We're going to take it slowly. So that's just a quick overview of week number 1. You will see when we start getting into some more information, I think one of the big things we will discuss on September 11th, in addition to the syllabus, I will introduce you to the type of discussions that you're going to be facilitating. But we really need to nail down, not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday, what it is, on September 11th, what it is that we are going to be doing as far as a group. Are we going to separate the class into groups A and groups B? Or are people are people interested in just doing one Saturday in October and one Saturday in November? We'll have more time on that. In the meantime, take a look at the materials. If you have any questions, any concerns, I joke oftentimes with my colleagues, families, and friends, and I said the beauty of master's students is that if something isn't working in my class, they let me know. If I've messed up with something, they let me know. I'm certainly human. I have a lot of things on my plate, just like everybody does in this class. We are adult learners, and from my experience, everybody has a full life coming into class. USM, this particular class, if you're taking one class, 2 classes, we all have a lot on our plate, and I accept that, and I'm more than willing to work with anybody with some of the challenges that they have professionally, personally, as we move forward. The due dates in here are due dates, and some of them are firm, but we have a lot of flexibility. So I wish you the absolute best this semester. Take it one step at a time, ease into it, and I look forward to working with everybody this semester, and I wish you the best of luck. We'll see everybody online. Goodbye.